Who should you pick for the second inning bosses? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and as you guys seen in the last video, we went over how to get the second inning bosses. In this video, we're going to give them in-depth true reviews, rate them 1 through 5 Chewies, and at the end of the video, I'm going to let you guys know who is the best player to pick for your team, depending on what your team is looking like. Also, if we get this channel up to 1,500 subscribers, I'm going to give away a $25 gift card for Xbox or PlayStation. So let's push the channel up to 1,500 subscribers. Let's get into it. The three bosses, as many of you already know, is Jason Bay's Prime card. Then we got the Milestones 300 save club for Lee Smith when he played for the Cardinals. He's actually in a 400 save club. As you can see, he has 478 career saves. And then we have Don Mattingly 1986 All-Star card. We're going to start with Jason Bay and then work our way from left to right. And at the end, as already mentioned, I will let you guys know who to pick, who's the best option here. Jason Bay. One of the few trades the Pirates have probably won in the last 20 years, it might even be longer than that now, was acquiring Jason Bay and Oliver Perez when they traded Brian Giles to the San Diego Padres for Bay and Perez. Well, with the Pirates, Bay had a very good career and was absolutely mashing at one point in time, hitting over 40 home runs a couple times, I believe. This is his 95 overall Prime card. He's a left fielder. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. Can play center field and right field. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Looking at his attributes, he has 92 contact versus righty, 106 contact versus lefty, 96 power versus righty, 100 power versus lefty, 67 vision, 100 discipline, 100 clutch. So just looking at his hitting attributes, the only downside of this Jason Bay is his vision at 67. The rest of the card at this point in the game is very good, especially for a 95 overall. At 92 plus on the contact and 96 plus on the power. Once you start getting some of those parallels, he actually ends up with over 100 power against left and right-handed pitching, so that's something that's super nice. Let's look at the Bay defensively and kind of compare his offense to his defense. So he has 77 fielding, 70 arm strength, 73 arm accuracy, 80 reaction with 64 speed, 74 stealing, and 58 base running aggressiveness. Now, Bay's a corner outfielder, plays left field, so he doesn't need to have the strongest arm, but he does have tremendous power, as already mentioned. His fielding's like average. It's nothing super exciting, but with 80 reaction and 64 speed, he should be able to flag down most stuff in left field. He's definitely not going to be a defensive liability like a Yordan Alvarez or some of those other big power bats that are in the corner outfields. Franmil Reyes is another guy that comes to mind. On top of the good power and contact, as already mentioned, it just really comes down to whether or not Jason Bay is a good swing. To me, it's just an average swing. It's nothing special, nothing great. But the only real downside of this card offensively is the vision, as mentioned. The fielding is average. I'm going to give this Jason Bay at this point in the game 4.5 Chewies because he is a very well-rounded outfielder and he's a big power bat that could bat in the middle of your lineup in the game right now, especially if you start getting his parallels up. So that's why Jason Bay's getting 4.5 Chewies here. Just a very well-balanced hitter, and his fielding's average. So you don't have to. So it's not a huge liability to get a nice power bat in your lineup. Lee Smith. The longtime reliever in Major League Baseball, Lee Smith. This is his milestone card when he made into the 300 save club. He was playing for the St. Louis Cardinals at the time. He's played for other teams like the Cubs and a few others. So he's been around the league a little bit. He's right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He's 95 overall, closing a pitcher. He throws a four-seam fastball, slider, cutter, and forkball. 6'6", 250 pounds. As you can see, his pitch velocity for the four-seam fastball is 99 miles an hour. His slider's 89. His cutter's 94. And he's an 82 mile per hour forkball. He also has no outlier 1, so he's only going to throw 100 miles an hour. He does not throw 102, but as you can see, the rest of his pitches are very effective looking at his quirks. Going back to the attributes here, we saw the pitch velocities that we already went over. For the pitch control, he has 98 on his four-seam fastball, 92 on his slider, 94 on the cutter, and 77 on the forkball. So very good control of his pitches. He probably has the highest control in the game right now, other than maybe Tom Glavine. Then you're looking at his pitch break. He has 82 four-seam fastball, 91 on the slider, 83 on the cutter, and 86 on the forkball. So very good movement, good control. He throws it hard, has a good change of pace with that fastball as well as the forkball. He does throw a cutter and slider, which means you're going to get the same movement, just one moves a little bit more, so that's also big. Looking at the attributes at the bottom here, is 33 stamina, 101 hits per 9, 122 K per 9, 80 base on balls per 9, 97 home run per 9, 110 pitching clutch, 90 control, 95 velocity, and 91 break. Outstanding closing pitcher, probably one of the best relief pitchers in the game, if not the best that is out so far. He's definitely going to be a tough guy to pass up on when it comes to these three bosses. I did like the way that Jason Bay looks, but I think this Lee Smith might be slightly better. I'm going to give him 5 chewies. I think right now he is an elite closer in the game. He throws very hard. He has good pitch selection. He's very easy to throw with unless they magically change his delivery because he doesn't have a windup or anything. And overall, he has great nines at this point in the game with a 101 hits per 9 and a 122 K per 9. Really like the way this Lee Smith looks. He's always very hard to hit for a lot of people. That's why I'm going to give him the 5 chewies. I think right now he's definitely a top 3 reliever in the game. Don Mattingly. Mattingly was one of the best hitting first basemen for his era. He played in the 1980s mostly. As you can see, this is 1986 All-Star card. He's 95 overall, primary at first base. Can also play third base, left field, and right field. He's left-handed throwing and can play third base. Yes, he did play a little bit of third base. I believe it was this year or somewhere in the early 80s he played third base just a little bit as a lefty. I know that's kind of goofy, but hey, if you want to put a lefty over there, we finally have a guy. This might be a first that can play his secondary position at third base. He's 5'11", 185 pounds. As already mentioned, he's one of the best hitting first basemen, and his contact shows that right away with 108 contact versus righty, 113 contact versus lefty, 83 power versus righty, 50 power versus lefty, 110 vision. Everything except for the power against lefty is good on this card. He has great contact, so he's going to have a huge PCI on top of that vision. It's just going to be marvelous. And then you have 58 discipline with 89 clutch. For his fielding, he has 92 fielding, 74 arm strength, 79 arm accuracy, 81 reaction with 40 speed, 2 stealing, and 2 base run aggressiveness. Now, he does have a lot of flexibility position-wise with that first base, third base, left field, and right field. However, even with the good fielding, he's just not really a power bat. And at first base, I feel like there's some other guys that have some nice pop in their bat that I'd rather play at first base. Also at third base, playing on the corners of the infield and the outfield, you really want a power guy, in my opinion. I like Mattingly's swing. However, he never generates a lot of home runs. Even his card last year for the face of the franchise just wasn't great. Didn't have a lot of home run pop, and he even had more power than he has in this card. I'm going to give him 4 chewies. Even with the good swing and the defense, he's a good contact hitter, but I think there's better options in this second inning bosses pack that I would go with, and comparing it to those guys as well as some of the other options at first base that you could get, I think this Don Mattingly gets a very fair rating at the 4 chewies. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Love to hear from you guys and your opinion of these second inning bosses. So we've gone over and given all 3 of these cards an in-depth true review, and honestly, I think it's a no-brainer for at least me personally. It's going to be Lee Smith. I think it's easy to pick up outfielders and first baseman, third baseman at this point in the game, especially that are serviceable. I think there's not too many relievers, so I think Lee Smith is the best option in this second inning boss's choice pack. However, if you're going to go with somebody that's not Lee Smith, I would go with Jason Bay and then Don Mattingly. So if I had to rank them, Lee Smith, Jason Bay, and Don Mattingly. You could tell that from the Chewy review ratings, obviously. However, I really do think this Lee Smith is probably a top 3 reliever at this point of making this video, which it's May 7th right now. So that obviously can change if you're watching this video, I don't know, 3 weeks from now. He might not be the best option anymore. So definitely comment down below if you end up getting this towards the back end of the second inning program. Jason Bay might topple over him a little bit if we get a lot more relief pitchers in the game in the next couple weeks, but I don't see that happening, and right now Lee Smith is definitely the best option. With all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video of the in-depth true reviews of the Jason Bay, Lee Smith, and Don Mattingly. I've already mentioned it probably several times. Leave a comment down below so I know what your guys' opinion is of these second inning bosses, and let me know who you guys are going to take. You don't have to agree with me with Lee Smith. You could say, I'm a huge Yankees fan, I'm going to take Don Mattingly, or it could be one of those lowly Pirates fans like I am that's disappointed every single season in our franchise hasn't spent any money, but hey, I'm a huge Pirates fan, so I'm going to take Jason Bay. Love to hear from you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. As mentioned in the intro, $25 gift card giveaway for PlayStation or Xbox if we get the channel to 1,500 subscribers, so let's do that. As always, guys, I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with any of your friends that play MLB The Show 21. You guys have a great day, and be safe.